Buzz with Jess Lujan.
Dr. Bravois is my guest tonight. Doc, so let me ask you this question. The American Samoans are in the brink probably of deciding what their fate is going to be, whether they're going to be U.S. citizens or not, or maybe the courts will decide for them. We're looking at a decision that may allow that to happen for them, but we're looking at that decision to benefit the people of Guam as well, as some of the former leaders have jumped on board to do that. That being said, we may have a political status, or we may be in a place that was not decided through our leaders, through the people of Guam, and it'd be a court to decide that. If that's the case, we're in a timeline as well. We may have a decision coming down that we have nothing to do with any decision. So I think it behooves that the Commission on Decolonization move on this so we can decide as a people. You know, again, taking the words out of the delegate of American Samoa. If we don't move on this, if we don't decide on our own, it may be decided for us and it may be late.
That's why I encourage everyone on Guam to please let their leaders know. Because, you know, the Commission on Decolonization, it represents all sort of, there's the Mayor's Council, Guam Youth Congress, legislature, governor, you know, all of these different factors. But the commission members need to be convinced that the people care about this. And if they don't feel that the people care about this, then, you know, they're not going to put any money behind it. They're not going to take it that seriously. And so the people out there really need to let the leaders know so that they will come to the table and we can make something happen. Because this is an issue that it affects everything in our lives.
Sure.
It affects everything in our lives. And so this is not the issue that we need to let somebody else decide for us. This is the issue that we need to decide.
That's right. No, and we need to decide that and decide that soon, because I think that the delegate of American Samoa, that's an emergency measure for him, is trying to get that approval from Congress, whether or not Congress is going to allow him to decide that. Now, but that's the venue that will allow that. Not necessarily the courts, whether or not the courts will interpret. The courts will interpret. What did the crafters of the Constitution, what did the Father's Constitution envision, you know, in writing this? Did they envision territories, islands way out in the Western Pacific or the Pacific, where to be islands? I don't think that's their vision. But anyway, it's to be seen, I guess. And as you said, our fate could be waiting amongst the courts as well.
I know it's a very interesting time in terms of the courts. And so I hope that people will pay attention. People will educate themselves because, yeah, as decisions are being made around the United States that affect us, it's terrible to think that the people here aren't informed or don't really care. And so that's why I hope that more people will pay attention to these issues.
Doc, thank you very much for your presence here tonight, and look forward again, hopefully later on this year again, that we hear from all the task forces and that we're moving in again on this website.
Well, look, podría siempre.
Hey, join me tomorrow morning at the Buzz. This is Slot 63 Chamorro Radio Station. We'll talk more about this. Until then, it's good night. Adios.
Closed caption.